Hi, Assalamualaikum and very good day to Dr. Zaki for the subject Intercultural Communication ACM 2053. We reside to visual presentation or selected topic. Before that, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Siti Aisah binti Ismail. My message number is 1190197 from KBA1. Early Japanese culture was heavily influenced by China. During the Edo era, Japan exercised a strict isolationist policy, closing its doors to all relationships with the outside world. This cultivated a distinct Japanese culture. After the fall of that era in 1868, Japan reversed this practice, adopting cultural practice from all over the world and mixing them with what was established during the Edo era. Over the years, Western culture has influenced all aspects of Japanese culture, including art, lifestyle, and food. Religion. Even though the Japanese are considered religious, they call themselves are not religious, and this is because they do not affiliate themselves with just one religion. Their idea of religion is instead it takes ideas and values from the Shinto, from Buddhism, from Confucianism, and from Christianity. And also in whatever stage of their life they are in, they might take values from these religions. For example, they might be purified at a Shinto shrine out. Right after their birth, they might get married in a Christian church and then be buried in a Buddhist ceremony. Depending on what time of the year and what they need, they might go to different tribes and temples of the different religions as well as kind of and as needed. They have actually constructed the service. You have to get kind of like our senses, right? Ask what religion you are, and depending on what's going on in their lives is what they will mark on that. And that's why one year the Shinto might get 40% of the population, while the next year might be. Values. As far as the Japanese values, they do have a lot of values, and you will probably notice how some of them pop up in the religions that we just talked about. One of the main values is harmony. And maintaining this harmony is what allows the people to function as one without a lot of confrontation. The Japanese people actually do not like confrontation. They believe that your individual opinion has to be subdued for the good of the group. Basically, as they see it as immature, if you can do that, they also apologize frequently to maintain that harmony. Another value you will see a lot is empathy, and basically what that means is your feelings are more important than the reasoning behind it. See, if you encounter a conflict at work, they then see listing the pros and cons of the problems to get you to an agreement and faster. That's why they try to figure out the feelings behind it in order to get rid of the conflict. An example of this that we do not see even here is that if you made a mistake, as a worker, your boss would not come over to you and yell at you. You will have said try to put himself in their shoes, feel the shame and the depression that you feel about making a mistake, and then try to show that he understands how you feel. Language. As far as language goes, the Japanese speaks. Japanese, they have two sets of phonetic alphabet, 8 katakana in the hiragana. The hiragana is a more angular up a bit, and the kata candidates very not rounded and curly, and it's also used for influence. Traditionally, their writing is written in up and down columns and read from right to left, but as their countries becoming more modernized, it's done more in the rows and reading from left to right like we do in America first. Our spoken language that's very regular, you don't really have idioms. So basically what they say is what they say, there's no kidding me behind it, although because they are trying to keep the harmony. Non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication is when you say something without actually saying something. So it could be a hand gesture, it could be an eye movement, body language, it could be something really simple, or it could be something a little bit more complex. So I'm gonna go into a couple of them that are pretty common in Japan and that you will probably run into whether you are just talking to somebody who is from Japan or you are actually in the country.
Konnichiwa. Today's topic is gestures. Gesture. Japanese people sometimes use this kind of gestures. For example, ごめんなさい. Hands clasped over the breast means I'm sorry. すみません. Arm chop means excuse me. 私? Pointing to nose means me. ダメ. Arm cross means no. あの人これ持ってるからさ. The opposite of okay means money. Do you know any other Japanese gestures? Please tell me. Bye bye.
I hope all of you enjoyed the video and we can get something from Japanese culture. First of all, what is intercultural communication? Intercultural communication refers to the communication between people from two different cultures. It's also a symbolic, interpretive, transactional, and contextual process in which people from different cultures create shared meanings and the effects on communication behavior when different cultures interact together. So, why intercultural communication is important? Intercultural communication offers the ability to deal across cultures, which is increasingly important as the world gets smaller. Getting smaller doesn't mean the world is become identical. It means having more and more contact with people who are culturally different.
It's polite. It's okay. Jack?
What?
Bad luck.
ちゃんとヒロコ教えてあげなさいよ。
あんたの持ち方には好きがあるよ。
What did he say?
僕が生まれた時、君は3歳のお姉ちゃん。白くてちょっと硬い毛並みをした美人さん。いたずらしても怒らなかった優しい君。ずっとそばにいてくれた優しい君。